6:12. Good morning, and it is a pretty decent. Well, I guess we're going to get showers today, but temperature-wise, pretty decent start to the day.
I'll take it.
44 degrees, kind of mild out there. Big news this morning: the election seems to be over. I think Donald Trump has been defeated, or he will be now, as Jeb Bush has endorsed Ted Cruz. And that's kind of like hell freezing over, right? Did you ever think you'd ever see that? Jeb Bush endorsing Ted Cruz.
I think it speaks to what we were discussing yesterday, which is the establishment really rallying around anybody other than Donald Trump.
Yeah. And Sanders wins in Utah, and so did Cruz, but Hillary and Trump win in Arizona. That's what happened last night. Have you seen the latest here that Harmony Special's GoFundMe page is now up to $600. She's raising the dough. She's raising the cash. The money is coming in.
It is.
This is all, of course, to an effort for her to defend herself in the case where she has been ousted after she didn't sign the oath of office, which she says is unfair, should never have happened. And in fairness, in most situations where it has happened, they have reinstated the candidate and then set up a special election. So they were penalized, but they were reinstated. Right. And you've said that even through any of the grammatical errors, there are some points that she makes that are valid points, you think?
Well, just in that, really what you just said, in most other cases, the party would just reappoint that candidate, and there would have to be a special election in November. Obviously, they've gone in a different direction, so it shows that they do not support her. And I guess that's where it is now. She's asking, which I find interesting, she's asking, should I run again? And to me, that would be a no-brainer.
Well, right, you'd run.
Right, absolutely.
Right. Yeah. Yesterday, big news yesterday concerning mixed martial arts. And I had an opportunity to sit and watch some of the action on the floor of the assembly yesterday. And it passed, and it passed quite overwhelmingly.
And you were named on the floor of the assembly, right?
It was the woman that was against it from Manhattan that we had on the radio, and she said that we were very polite, despite the fact that we disagreed with her.
Again,
and then I wanted to add, until we got you off the phone, and then we just ripped into you. That's not true, though. But she did make, at least she had reasons that seemed like they were sincere.
She made excellent points.
And
she was sincere.
And they were sincere. Her reasoning was sincere. I don't agree with it, but she was sincere.
Just like we were just talking about, right? At least in my case, I thought there was a couple of good points in there, but I didn't agree with her, just like with...
with Harmony.
Yes.
Yeah. You're making that clarification there.
Yes.
Okay, that's probably good. Anyway, the whole thing passes yesterday in the assembly, which means legalization of MMA is on the way. All that's left now is the governor to sign it, and it will be signed into law. Pretty exciting, huh?
And he's not opposed to this, right?
No,
he's all for it.
This seems to be something that actually he was okay with it has been okay for the last couple of years. And that's kind of interesting. So it took for Silvers to be ousted for this to even hit the floor for a vote, and the people have voted. The legislators voted. But watching everybody explain their vote, and not everybody does that, but several came up to explain their vote, and it was very interesting to watch the legislation in action in Albany yesterday. It's on your TV. They switch back and forth between the Senate and the Assembly. Yesterday, President Obama was fighting terrorism by watching baseball in Cuba, and I believe he was very successful, I guess. I don't know. I'm being somewhat facetious. The fact is we've now learned more about what happened in Brussels. Looks like two brothers, right?
Right, and they've also now just announced that they've arrested Najim Larachouchi, the primary suspect in Tuesday's Belgian bombing.
Okay, so he's the one that the bomb didn't go off, and it's because a taxi driver had picked up the three of them and took them to the airport. They had a lot of luggage. Interesting, a little thing that might kind of give you a tip if something were to ever happen. they wouldn't allow the taxi driver to touch their luggage. I got it. We got it. Don't touch the luggage. And then they ended up having too much luggage, and they left some behind. That probably would be a sign as well, right? If you see anybody that leaves any bags or anything like that. So they had put out a photo of the three guys. The taxi driver recognized them, knew from where he picked them up. And then here's the thing. They go to the house, to the apartment, and they expect that no one is going to be there, so they're really not set up with a SWAT team. And they get there, and there are people inside the apartment, and they open fire on them, and the two of the guys end up getting away. Crazy. The line right now is Pat in Utica. Good morning, Pat. Bright and early. How you doing?
Good. I just want to let you know I love your program. Listen to it quite a bit.
Thanks, Pat.
However, I must have missed Stephen Wells, and I heard that comment when he was asked, what the state of the Republican Party is, and he threw a bomb towards the president, saying, that he was divisive. He was supposed to bring us together.
Yeah.
Why didn't he say that the state of the Republican Party was that on his inauguration, the Republican Party had a meeting and chose not to work with him at all? Okay? This is Mitch McConnell and his group had a meeting on his inauguration and pledged they would not work with the president, okay?
Yeah, so you feel you feel that the reason the president hasn't accomplished much, although he really did force a lot of things like the gay marriage issue and of course Obamacare, but you're saying it's because they vowed not to work with him.
Well, how many votes do we have to have against the Affordable Care Act? What does that represent?
So who do you support in the congressional race?
Well, Trump. I think he's exactly what the Republican Party deserves.
Oh, you mean the
if you listen to the disciples of Hannity and Beck and Limbaugh, and they preach this divisiveness and this meanness and this hateness, he's perfect. He's exactly what the Republicans should have running.
All right. So for president, in a facetious way, you're saying it should be Donald Trump.
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. Pat.
But, I had felt right from the beginning that I thought that Kasich was the only one that I saw presidential, qualities in, as far as.
Well, a lot of people say that he might be the guy they're gunning for at the convention. That he might be able to slide in if it doesn't go on the first ballot. We'll see what comes of all of it. But all right, Pat, I listen. I just want to tell you, I enjoy a little sarcasm to start the morning off. It's always good. It fits in. All right, thank you, Pat. Quickly, Christine with an update. 6:20. Good morning, Christine Bellino.
Good morning. Belgian police reportedly arresting the third suspect believed to be responsible for yesterday's bombings in Brussels. President Obama in Buenos Aires, where he'll meet with Argentina's president today. And if you're a blonde and have been made fun of all your life for being dumb, there's now scientific proof that blondes are not dumb.
There's scientific proof.
Scientific proof.
Okay, all right. The latest on Brussels, we want to go right now to Kitty Logan, who we just got from Fox News, who is standing by. Kitty, good morning, and thanks so much for taking the time this morning from Brussels. What do we know as of right now from that city that was hit so hard yesterday?
Well, we have an unconfirmed report, which I must emphasize is not being confirmed by the Belgian authorities yet, that a key suspect in yesterday's attacks has actually been arrested in a suburb of Brussels. Now, this is a report coming from a Belgian newspaper, that this was the man. If you remember that CCTV picture that police released yesterday of three men, two they believe killed themselves in the bombing, one they were still looking for. This is the man that this newspaper reports who has now been arrested. And why is this significant? Not just for yesterday's attacks, but this man also is believed to have a connection with the attacks in Paris last November, which killed 130 people. So he's certainly a person of great interest to the authorities. So this would be extremely significant if it turns out that he has been caught. But of course, Belgian authorities still carrying out a wide investigation. Last night they raided an address in Brussels. They found a bomb. They found an ISIS flag. They're is, again, an unconfirmed report that a taxi driver picked up the suspects from that location, and he'd brought the three men to the airport. And one of them wasn't able to put the bomb in the vehicle. That was the bomb that was left behind, apparently, according to these unconfirmed reports. But, of course, this is yet to be verified by the authorities.
Yeah.
But certainly police making some significant progress with the investigation, it seems.
Now I'm hearing that when they went to the apartment, they really didn't expect anyone to be there, and the people, the occupants, opened fire on them, and some of them escaped the apartment. Is that true? Are you hearing that?
There have been a number of raids in Brussels over the past week, and there was a raid a week ago, just over a week ago today, and this was the first time police got close to another suspect, Salah Abdel Salam, a key suspect in the Paris attacks, and they had been hunting for him for 4 months, and this was the point when they came across him last week. Now, they monitored him for another 3 days before carrying out an arrest on Friday, but all of this now, many people believe, is connected, that this is a group that's linking, now that it's believed that these Paris attacks are linked to the group that's carried out these attacks yesterday. Again, we do not have official confirmation of this, but a lot of speculation that there is a tie, particularly because this one man who was arrested today is believed to have an involvement in the Paris attacks.
Kitty, quickly, what is we tend to become resilient during terrifying moments like this. How are the people of Brussels reacting to this?
The people of Brussels will hold a minute of silence today as a tribute to those who died. Obviously, this is an extremely shocking, difficult moment for the city. These were people who were going about their everyday business, going to the airport, taking the subway to work. Obviously, people have been fearful. The city has been locked down in the past. They knew that there was an issue there, but nobody expects this to happen. We've seen pictures of people laying flowers on the street, putting candles out. So this is obviously a very difficult time, but today they will remember those who died.
Kitty Logan from Fox News, thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
In Brussels. And we'll break quickly. Come right back. Christine will do an update at 6:30. Hold tight. It's Wednesday morning at WIBX.